Hello, 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 and welcome back to the fourth innings of the second 2021 Backyard Cricket England test between Alex's 11 and Dan's 11. Alex's team launched a stunning assault at the end of day 2 and ended up 303 all out. Dan's 11 require a steep, very steep chase of 251 to win. It looks an incredibly tall order, but we'll see how they get on now. We're going to go straight back to the Woldingham Dome and see if they can square the series. Well, we're almost ready to go here, and there is some team news to update you on. Both sides will be playing this final innings with 9 men, as Dan's 11, Randy West, and his son Bevan on Alex's team have had to leave the game early due to a pre-existing family commitment. There's going to be no change to the rules, so Dan's team will still play with a last man standing, and Alex's team will be a man light in the field, which should offset the loss of any runs that Randy West may have scored. So just to confirm that again, Dan's 11 missing Randy West, Alex's 11 missing Bevan West. Each team will play this final innings with 9 men. And we're going to start off here. It looks as though it's going to be Jake Butler, as it so often is with that new ball. He's going to line up to Yusuf Sharif. 251 looks a really, really tall order. They're going to need a hero today, Dan's team. And Butler ready to start us off. Starts it well. On a length, and Sharif played it nicely. Thick edge. Letts does the fielding. Good start from Butler. It's going to be 4 up and running. Dan's 11. Sharif off the mark. Just a bit leg-sided from Butler, but Sharif has played that well. Yeah, well timed. Good balance from Sharif. Easy to fall across yourself on deliveries like that, but he's kept his balance nicely, kept his head still. It was well played. And left alone. Oh, he's given it as a wide. That seems quite harsh from the umpire. It was quite a distance outside off, but still within the tram lines. Oh, that's a good ball. Really good ball from Jake Butler. Well bowled. Fascinating first over this. Butler to finish it off. And chuck that one down leg. Interesting first over. Dan's 11 off and running. It's 6 for none off the first. Looks as though Callum Letts, the debutant, he's going to take the second over. Oh, and he started with an ugly one. That's going to be a wide. That one definitely out of reach. No question about that. Played well in this game, Callum Letts. Been an impressive debut. Sends that one down leg. 3 wickets in the first innings. Wrapped up the tail and made a blistering 30 in the third innings. A sparkling little innings that was. Got a job to do here though. And hasn't found his radar yet. All 3 quite a distance down leg so far. Mogridge hasn't had to come close to playing at one yet. Crucial for Dan's 11 that these two get them off to a good start. Can't afford to be sort of 20, 30 for 2 or 3. The confidence they'll get from a solid opening partnership could be the difference. It's a really, really steep run chase. Down leg again from Letts. Not found it at all in this over so far. Alex's 11 heavy favourites. But it's not against the realm of possibility that Dan's team can pull this off. But somebody's going to have to go on and make a big one. And again, down leg. Letts has just not found it at all in that over. All of them down leg there. Dan's 11, 8 for none. It's going to be James Maguire. Bit of a low-key start from Alex's team. Couple of decent balls from Butler in the first over, but not a lot besides. Early wicket will just relax them. Any nerves they may have. Especially if it's Yusuf Sharif. He's batted well in this series so far. Hasn't gone on to make a truly big score, but he's looked composed, looked really good. Maguire just struggling to settle here as well. And outside off, been a bit of a low-key start this. Will be exactly what Dan's 11 are hoping for. No early dramas, nice and quiet. And left alone again. It's a bit better for Maguire, bit tighter. Almost tempted Sharif to have a little nibble at it. These two great friends, known each other a long time, Maguire and Sharif. And defended firmly. Chapman does the fielding. And that is the over. 3 gone, 8 for none. Elliot Fox is going to be the next man, we think. Yep, looks like Elliot Fox. He's holding back Maguire and Borrett. His 2 gun bowlers. Smith is holding them back for the time being. Maybe looking to give them a 4-over burst at the end of the rotation and the start of the next one. Fox starts on leg stump. Mogridge gets a pad in the way, but going well down leg. Important innings this for Max Mogridge. Be crucial for Dan's team if he can get a good score. Played that well, but well fielded. Was Letts at mid-off. Oh, that's good from Fox. Had a bit of a waft at that, Mogridge. Not the most composed stroke. And he's played that better, but good fielding. Good fielding in there from Chapman at point. Need to be on it in the field, Alex's 11. Can't afford to give away any sloppy runs. Oh, and he's bowled him. That's good from Elliot Fox. Gets the first wicket. That's the breakthrough. Mogridge goes for a duck, and Alex's 11. The perfect start now for them. Good nut that from Fox. Yorker length. Mogridge looked like he was just a bit late on it. I think he's waited a fraction of a second too long to bring the drive out. And Fox gets his rewards. Good delivery. Big wicket. Sam Dennis, the new man, playing just his 2nd test match. He struggled to adapt so far, but he is a high-class player. Very good standard of club cricketer. Really, really talented. Beautiful to watch when he gets going, which we haven't seen much of in this series as of yet. But if he can find his radar today, well, that'll do them and him the power of good. But at the moment, it's Alex's 11 right on top of this game. It's flipped on that 3rd innings, and Elliot Fox has got things rolling for them in the field. Oh, good delivery. That's got big on Dennis. Fox is not the quickest, but he's accurate. That was well bowled. Good over. Key over. Wicket maiden. Nav Saeed had a series to forget up to now. Can he put it right? 4th innings. You'd hope your spinner will come into the game. And not a great start from him. Sharif can get down the other end. Only 1 scoring shot so far. At the start of the 5th over. Nav Saeed now round the wicket. Well played from Dennis, good footwork. Chapman again, he's been busy already in there, Lewis Chapman. And right behind it, that's better from Saeed. I think the plan is to bowl flatter and straighter from round the wicket. Ah, it's lovely. Lovely from Sam Dennis. He's off and running. First boundary for him, first runs for him. Just too full from Saeed. And a touch too wide gave him room to free his arms, but it's a lovely stroke. And right behind that as well. Positive start from Sam Dennis. He's looked decisive in his footwork already here. Only faced a handful of balls, but he's played them very well. A lot of composure. Oh, I think he's nicked that. Yeah, umpire gives it as 4. Well, probably harsh to say that's a drop from the wicket-keeper, but it was a thin nick on that from Sam Dennis. Better from Saeed. 5 overs gone, 17 for 1. It looks like it's going to be the captain now. Smith, who's had a good series with the ball up to now. Started well. What can he produce? Got Sharif out in the first innings with an in-swinger that took middle and leg. If he can produce something similar here, well, they'll be all over this game. Can't afford to lose early wickets, Dan's 11. These two need to put on a partnership. That's a bit too wide from Smith. Such a tall order. Somebody is going to have to go big, get at least a 70 or an 80 here, and need a few to bat around him. It's going to have to be a team effort, this one. Well bowled and well played. Been a bit of a low-key start, not too much noise in the field. Just too short there from Smith. And that has been given as a wide. Bit of deliberation from the umpire, but he got there in the end. Atmosphere seems a little flat. Seems as though both teams almost are sort of resigned to their fate in a way. Alex's 11, not too much energy, almost as though they're going through the motions. Which is a dangerous mindset to have. If they think they've got this in the bag and they're not at their sharpest, they could easily get punished, and this game could turn on them quicker than they expect. That was a loose over from Smith, not a great one from the captain. 6 down now. Chapman it's going to be, so he's saving Borrett and Maguire to bowl the last 2 of this rotation, and you would think the first 2 of the next rotation, giving them a 4-over burst. Interesting captaincy from Smith. And where's that? Oh, I think it's 4. Is it a drop catch? Did it carry? It's Elliot Fox at square leg. Dennis didn't get over the top of it. Oh, it's carried. Oh, you'd have to say that's a drop, and you could argue that Dennis has been dropped twice in the last 5 minutes here. That's a let-off. Ah, that's beautiful. What a response that is from the right-hander. Gorgeous shot. So good in that area, Sam Dennis. But he's had a couple of lives here. Oh, that's good from Chapman. Has he got a nick on it? Yes, he has. Umpire gives runs. Another boundary. 3 in a row to start the over. Doesn't quite tell the full story. A drop catch. Fox not paying attention at square leg. Then a beautiful shot from Dennis. And then an under edge. In the air. 6. Wow. Chapman has gone for 18 in 4 balls here. It's been an eclectic mix, but not all of it has been bad news. Could have had Dennis twice here. Shows the fine margins in this form of the game. Oh, it's another good one from Chapman. It's not been a bad over this. A couple of short balls, but it's been unlucky so far. Electric start from Dennis. And I think that's hit the pad. Don't think he's got a bat on it, but Fox does the fielding all the same. Well, chance in that over. 18 off of it though. Dan's 11. Suddenly 37 for 1, and it looks like a solid platform. Well, here we go then. It's going to be Ricky Borrett first. Only Borrett and Rob Maguire left in this rotation. You would think this will be a 4-over spell for the 2 of them. Very particular about his field, Ricky Borrett, as he always is. Can Ricky Borrett be the man to bring this game to life a little bit? It has been a flat start from Alex's team. They've got the wicket from Fox, but it hasn't proved to be a catalyst for any greater intensity. There is still a feeling that they're just going through the motions a little here. They'll be hoping that Borrett can turn that around. Long way to go in this game, well on top of it. But they won't want to leave it too late to get the job done. Starts with a loosener outside off. And these are 2 class batters. They won't want these 2 in any longer than they have to be. That's well played from Sharif. Had a brilliant game, Ricky Borrett. Missed out in the first innings with the bat, but responded with a brilliant half-century. Oh, that's a good nut. Good nut from Borrett. Yeah, he responded with a brilliant half-century in the third innings that started the taking over of this game from Alex's side, and took 2 for none, as well as a couple of excellent catches and a stumping in the field. Started well with the ball here. On the money up to now. Can he prize out Sharif? Oh, and off the body again. Hell of a field he sets himself. That's 4 slips and a silly point in there. Oh, and it's a nick and just lands short. Well, Saeed is very, very deep at first slip. Don't think it would have carried if he'd been stood up, but a good over from Borrett. 37 for 1 still. That was a maiden. And now we're going to end this rotation with Rob Maguire. So often the match winner. Can he deliver for them in the 4th innings? The last time that Rob Maguire played at the Woldingham Dome, he took 4 for 10, including a hat-trick. So happy memories of this ground. And another who's had a good game here. Little bit wide of off stump so far, but still finding his radar. No question of what he's capable of when he gets it right. And he's got it right there. Well held from Saeed. It looks like that's bounced a bit on Sam Dennis. Maguire breaks through. Yeah, has got a bit big on him. Shoulder of the bat. Good catch from Saeed. And Maguire strikes, as he so often does in his first over. Dennis gone for a breezy 26. Lived a charmed life during that innings. Some lovely strokes, but that wasn't the first chance he offered. Look at those series figures for Maguire. 6 for 28 now. Leads the wicket tally for this series. The end of this innings will mark the halfway point in the series, and Maguire, 6 wickets. Alvin Sathya. What a brilliant young player he is. Hasn't got his teeth into this series with the bat yet. Oh, that's a good ball. Well, if that looks familiar, you may remember the dismissal that Maguire got Sathya with in the first test. Very similar to that one. At Yorker length. That's well played from Sathya. He's off the mark. Lovely stroke that. Down the ground. Didn't quite middle it, but solid foundation. Oh, and that's a bit of a pie from Maguire, but we're going to have a look at this one again. Alvin Sathya, wonderful, wonderful young player. A lot of talk leading into this series about how they were going to bowl at him. And that is the first test. And the first ball he faced here, very similar. If Sathya does have a weakness, it's that against high-class pace, against real quick bowling, his head just gets too far across. He's a little off balance, and that's why that back leg thrusts out towards the offside. He just goes across himself. That's a good spot from Maguire. May have found a little chink in Sathya's armoury there. And that is the end of the bowling rotation, so wouldn't be surprised if Maguire is straight back on again at Sathya after Ricky Borrett's had his over here. Interesting start that. It was well bowled. Maguire, key breakthrough. 41 for 2 and 210 more needed. They've got to find a partnership from somewhere, Dan's team. Alex's 11 haven't particularly started that well in the field here. It's been a bit flat, but they've still managed to get themselves 2 wickets. Desperate need of a partnership, Dan's team. 2 high-class players at the crease now, though. And just a bit wide. Sharif plays inside of it. Very watchful, Sharif. He'll be calm. He'll be willing to take his time. Take the game deep. He's not in any rush, Yusuf Sharif. Happy to get himself in. Just 1 scoring shot so far. That was in the first over. Right in behind that. Can Borrett find a way through? That's a bit too wide. Still hasn't conceded a run in this test match, Ricky Borrett. Been very good. And Sharif in behind it again. Just waiting for something to bring this game to life. And well played again, Yusuf Sharif. Another maiden over for Ricky Borrett. And no surprise that it's going to be Rob Maguire back on to Safia to see if he can exploit what we looked at a moment ago. Safia just struggling against high pace. And there's no shame in that. And he is a quality player, but he needs to find a solution to Maguire here. That's good fielding off his own bowling. Nice strike from Safia. Half volley from Maguire. Didn't quite get it full enough. Oh, but he did that time. I think Saeed has kept that in. Outswinger this time. Fascinating battle this. Great watch between two giant cricketers, if not in size, at least in stature. That's a lovely shot from Safia, responding with a blow of his own there. Second boundary for him. Hit that beautifully. And that's an example of what he can do when the balance is right. Hasn't got his head too far across on that occasion and was able to punch through the line of the ball. Just occasionally, like we said, against real pace, he can get his head too far across. And that's what Maguire's aiming for, so it's good bowling as well, despite the boundary. And shorter one, has it hit the glove? No. Body, think probably shoulder. Good response though from Maguire, quick. And don't think he's middled that, Safia. That may have been an inside edge, but the end result is 4. He's won the battle there against Maguire. As to who will win the war, we wait and see. It's 49 for 2 off 11. Going to be the younger Maguire now. Bowled a decent first over, James Maguire. Steady if unspectacular. And down leg again for Sharif. First scoring shot since the first over. But exactly the same as the one he produced then. Low full toss down leg, little flick to fine leg. Well played from him, good composure. And in behind it as well. Very, very good defensive technique, Sharif. He's not the most extravagant player, but his defensive technique is excellent. He gets right in behind it, keeps his head over the ball. He's watchful outside off stump. Difficult to get out. And again there, rode the bounce there. That's well played. That got a little bit big on him. But he made sure he got over the ball. Kept it down. Good batting. And what's that off? I think that's the arm as well. Little appeal. Nothing from the bowler. Well, that's brought a bit of noise to the occasion now. Just started to become more vocal, both sides, in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Starting to get their teeth into this now. Good nut. Good nut, good over. 4 from it, 53 for 2. Jake Butler, I think, is going to be the new man.
Looks like leading a few churches.
Good ball, really good ball from Butler. That's his area. When he gets it full on the crease line, he can swing it both ways, and he swings it a long way. That's where he's most dangerous. Just over pitched it that time. Again, not quite middled from Safia, but he gets a boundary. Oh, it's a good ball again. And again, he's got 4 for it. Little unlucky there, Butler. And amazingly, I know it's early days. It's only the second test match, but this is Sathia's highest score of the series. And again, Butler goes full on that crease line. Just a sense that Alex's 11 have found something with Alvin Sathia. That Yorker length against fast bowling, swinging into him. That's where they feel is the wicket ball. And those are the 2 boundaries from earlier in the over. And that was more of a half volley. Good fielding out there though. I think it was possibly James Maguire. Oh, that's swell. Oh, he's gotten away with it. Good fielding at mid-off from James Maguire. Fascinating over that one again. This game has come to life now. 61 for 2. Elliot Fox got the initial breakthrough of Mogridge. Can he repeat the trick now? Would love to remove one of these cheaply, Alex's 11. 2 high-class players. If these 2 can stay in for any length of time, that'll be Dan's best hope of getting something out of this game. That's a lovely shot. Lovely shot. He's so good through that area, Yusuf Sharif. That was a staple of his innings of 44 in the first test. Those flicks through mid-wicket. Can't bowl too straight to him. It's been a patient start from him, but some signs of class there. It's vital that Dan's 11 get a result here. Remember, Alex's 11 won the series last year and they lead 1-0 coming into this game. So if they win this match, as we expect them to, Alex's team, then they will hold a 2-0 lead with just 2 test matches to play, which means that no matter what happens in the last 2 games, Alex's 11 will retain the trophy. So it's vital that somebody stands up for Dan's 11 here. They desperately need a hero. Somebody has to go big if they're going to stay in this series. And that's a wide. Perhaps looked a little harsh, but not too much complaint from Alex's team. And I think that might be given as a no ball. So you can't see it on the camera there, but there is a line where the bowler has to start his run up, and I think Fox was just a fraction behind it there, so he's been given off a no ball. Nothing wrong with that one though, and that is the end of the 14th. 69 for 2. Partnership just starting to build here. Just becoming a bit frustrating for Alex's team. And he's turned to Callum Letts. Well, every ball in Callum Letts' first over was like that one. Thrown down the leg side. Just hasn't found it at all so far in this innings. But well, first time around. Full toss. Sathia a bit late on it. Well, his over and a bit notwithstanding here, this has been a very impressive debut from Letts. Oh, that's better. That's much more like it. He gets late movement, similar to Rob Maguire in a sense. It's the late movement that causes problems in this format. And that's a good example of it there. That one came back in late. You can't play through the line with Callum Letts because of how late he gets it moving both ways. Good length there. Sathia wears it. Been quite the innings from Sathia. Some lovely shots mixed in between some indecisive footwork. And again there, he's looked a little out of nick all the way through this series, but he's still there for now. That was a good over from Letts. Sathia survives, not quite looking at his fluent best. Change of pace now, Naf Saeed. Round the wicket again. I think that's hit the pad. Leg bite. And what will Sathia do? He's been very aggressive against spin so far in this series. Will he continue down that vein? Oh, he will if he gets balls like that. That's a pudding from now, Saeed. That's rubbish, that. Not to sound too harsh, but against a batsman of Sathya's quality, that's under nines bowling. Ruthless from the batsman. 6 runs. Needs to do better, Saeed. Good fielding. And backed up at mid-off. Looks like Sathya is going to be positive here. Maybe try and take him on. They've got to look to score where they can, Dan's 11, if they're going to get anywhere near this. A draw keeps them in the series. But a draw still means that Alex's 11 just need to avoid defeat in one of the last 2 games in order to retain the trophy from last year. So Dan's 11, as tall of an order as it is and as tough as a chase as this is, their mindset has to be to try and win this game. Get back on level footing in the series. That's better from Saeed. Whenever he's bowled it flat into the pitch, he's looked like he's got more control in this game so far. It's the flighted deliveries that have gone around the park. Oh, and that's, again, not quite timed from Sathya. Leading edge. Low full toss from Saeed, but he gets a boundary. Moves to 30. Just chipping away at this target. And it is going to be Lewis Chapman now. Just him and Smith left in the rotation. Yusuf Sharif, dogged so far, 16 overs, he scored just 12. But the most important thing for Dan's team, he's still there. Playing the sheet anchor role, giving the other batsman someone to play around. That's good from Chapman. Unlucky to go for 18 in his first over. It was better than that. Started well here. Oh, that's a good strike. Opened out a little bit there, Sharif. First sign of real aggression from him. Low full toss. Played it very well. No real danger of sending that towards Letts at point. And a good response from Chapman. I think he's better when he bowls it in that area. Cramping batsman for room on the leg side, midland leg. Not quite quick enough to float it outside off, and that's why. Lovely strike. That's proper aggression now from Yusuf Sharif. First sign of real intent from him. 2 low full tosses from Chapman have been punished outside off stump. Good contact from Sharif. Doubled his score in this over. And a good response again from Chapman. That's better. That's where he's got to be. Tight on midland leg. And again there, almost popped that one up in the air, Sharif. He's off and running now. Found his footing in this innings. He's 24, 92 for 2, and the partnership is now over 50. Good from these two. There's been some minor alarms along the way. But the most important thing is that they're still together and they've got the runs on the board. Captain, last bowler in this rotation. I think he's been no balled. I think he may have just started behind the bowling line. Can't see it on your screen. But the bowler's run up is limited to 4 yards. And it looks like he may have stolen half a yard with his back foot. Oh, that's a good ball. And just short. Has he gloved it? I think that may have been a chance. Hard to tell. Might have hit the chest. Not sure. Either way, Borat didn't get there. Sathya survives again. And a good delivery to follow it up. Had a waft at it, Sathya. He's got 30, but he's not looked at his most fluent best. He has looked out of sorts throughout this series. Key player for Dan's team. And good fielding from Elliot Fox. Casual brilliance at cover. Not sure how much he knew about that. I think that may have just been pure reflex. It's good fielding. He's a brilliant character, Elliot Fox. Pulled off the casual look just about there. Full toss. Smith does the fielding himself this time. No runs off the bat against Smith yet. A wide and a no ball making up the 4 runs that he's conceded. That's a bit too far down leg. And that is the over, and that is a new bowling rotation again. Dan's 11 just starting to build themselves a platform here. 94 for 2. So, who's the captain going to turn to? It's Jake Butler. Just starting to get to the stage here where they need a wicket. Just to avoid any undue stress or nerves. These two have played really, really well so far. They've offered up chances. They've not looked completely comfortable, but they've shown fight and they've shown character. And great courage, and they've got themselves starts. And this will just be concerning to Alex's team. No need for alarm bells just yet. I'm sure they were probably expecting at least one sizable partnership in this chase. Need to make sure it doesn't go on too much longer though. Nah, it's going to be a wide. Fair enough. Been a bit sporadic today, Jake Butler. Some cracking deliveries mixed in with some loose ones. He's that kind of cricketer. And down leg again. It's been a poor start to this over. 2 down leg and a wide down off. Not quite got his teeth into this over yet. And they need him to. He's a big player for Alex's side. That's better. Teasing Sharif. Well watched from the opener. Brave leave. Trusted that he'd read it right and it was going to be the outswinger. Well watched. And again there. Swings it so far, Jake Butler. That one started pretty straight. Decent end to that over and some good footwork from him as well. Still one more to go. Bit of confusion between the batsman and the umpire there. And it is a good one and Sharif keeps it out. 96 for 2. Butler not able to make the breakthrough. Who's next? And he's going straight to his big gun. It's Rob Maguire. No messing around this time. No holding him back. No saving him for later. Just straight on. Get me a wicket. Need him to get rid of Safia here. Just becoming troublesome this stand. Oh, the umpire's given it as 4. I think he's got a little touch on this, Safia. Must have been a very thin contact, but he's got 4. 100 up for Dan's team. Ah, that's lifted on him. That was similar to the Dennis dismissal, that one. Just got big on Safia, but he's played it down, played it well. Late on it. He has not looked comfortable whenever Rob Maguire has bowled at him in this series. Not many batsmen do, in fairness. But Safia in particular, for such a high-class player, just seems to have struggled against that extra pace. Unsettled his footwork. Oh, where's that? It's over the fence. Again, Safia just got his head too far across the offside, off balance, leading edge. Not a particularly special delivery from Maguire, but just a sign of how Safia struggled with the pace. He's gotten too far across himself again. Worried about that in-swinging Yorker, and it's the length ball that has brought about the end for him. That might become a fascinating narrative in this series. It's the second game in a row Maguire's done for Safia in the 4th innings. And Alex Smith turned to one of his big guns and has not been disappointed. 100 for 3. They're back in charge of this game again. Dan's 11 on the back foot. But, lucky for them, they've got something of a 4th inning specialist coming in now. This is a big moment in the game. Yusuf Sharif is the form batsman on Dan's team in this series, and Crowther, the man with the most experience and skill in the 4th innings. Very good cricket brain. This is where he tends to shine. Backs to the wall, last innings. Good from Maguire and good fielding from Chapman. Big moment coming up in the game now. This partnership crucial. If Alex's 11 can break this stand early, they'll feel this game may become a formality. But it's going to be easier said than done. 2 tough nuts to crack here. But for now, Maguire's done what was asked of him. He's got the wicket of Sathya. 20 overs down here. 100 for 3. Callum Letts. Oh, they'll take a leg bite. That'll become annoying with the left-hand, right-hand combination together now. Don't want too many of those. Callum Letts needs to keep the momentum going. Needs to build on what Maguire's done there. What's he got in his locker? It's a full toss and 4. Oh, thick edge and 4 more. That's much better from Letts. He's unlucky there. They have been quite unlucky today, Alex's team. They've bowled some excellent deliveries. Rubber to green has been against them. That was the first one from Crowther. Played that nicely. And then what a follow-up this is from Letts. But all that Crowther will care about is that it's 4 runs to his name. He moves to 8. 3 to come in the over. That's going to be a wide. Poor from Letts. He looks annoyed, Callum Letts. Bit of a glare for the umpire, but I don't think there was any question about that one, really. Started wide and went wide up. That's a good bit of bowling. Late movement again there that time. Crowther lets it hit him. It's infuriating when he does that, but he's good at it. Another one goes down. 111 for 3. 140 more needed with 7 wickets in hand. This game is starting to look a bit closer than we maybe expected it to go. You'd still say Alex's 11 in charge and heavy favourites, but one more partnership, one more 50 stand, and suddenly Dan's 11 will find themselves in this, especially if it comes now. Good ball from Maguire. That's the first real sign of a loss of concentration from Sharif. He's fought really, really hard up to now. 24 out of 111 while he's been there. And behind that, and well fielded Rob Maguire. Fascinatingly poised, this game. You feel that what happens in the next 20 minutes or so could be decisive. This partnership may hold the key one way or another. And that's 4. Off the legs again. You can't bowl leg stump half volleys at Sharif. Shouldn't really bowl them at most batsmen, but particularly against someone whose wrists are as firm and as accurate as his. Good batting. And lets it go. Overcompensated there, Maguire. That's a bit too wide. It's been a really brave innings this from Yusuf Sharif. Shown real character. Seemed like impossible circumstances at the start of the chase, but thanks to him and his resilience, the rest of the order have had somebody to bat round. And it doesn't look so devastating a target now. Where's that? Oh! So close. Unfortunately, our camera from behind the stumps has not been working throughout this innings, so we can't show you what's happened there, but that is a whisker away from the fielder at mid-on. Just got a fingertip to it. The end result is 6, but that was a chance. Real chance. I think it was Elliot Fox out there. Just got fingers on it. Ricky Borrett. Need something from him. He's not been at his best in this innings. He's bowled tidy and he's bowled the odd good delivery, but by and large he's not really threatened. There's not really felt in the way that Maguire had Sathya really under the pump. Borrett has not really had that same feeling in this innings, but he's not given any cheap runs away. He's not given any runs away at all in this whole test match. 2 for none in the first innings, and a couple of maidens here. Bit of a delay while he sets his field. He's got a really good record against James Crowther, Ricky Borrett. Couple of famous dismissals right at the end of test matches last year. Starts back of a length to him. Very difficult to bowl at in these situations, Crowther, because his defensive game is so strong. Really watchful outside off, great self-discipline. Able to get in line with anything on the stumps as he's done there, and he's got a boundary out of it. Lovely shot. Timed that really nicely. Straight bat, push through with the wrist, bottom hand. Well played, James Crowther. He is such a dangerous player. Oh, that's better. Don't feel that Crowther's really playing at that ball. I think he's just putting the bat there in case of any late movement back into him. Happy to see it beat his edge. Just feel that this partnership is so important to the game. And that's a bit of a waste from Ricky Borrett again. There's always a couple of balls in every over that the batsman can leave with Ricky Borrett. That'll be the next step for him to improve. Make the batsman play at every ball. Like that. That's a good one. Really good one. And that is missed off stump by next to nothing. Not much noise in the field, but that was close. Real close. And you'll see that a lot from Crowther. Quite happy to just stand there and wear the blows. He's played out that over really, really well. And that's the 23rd one down. It's 125 for 3. They're halfway there, Dan's 11. Elliot Fox then. Alex's 11. Just needing to get a handle on this. If Dan's 11 going to win this game, you feel it's going to be one of these two batsmen that's going to take them home. Still got some good players to come, not least the captain himself. James Ramsey as well, Gurpal Singh. Oh, well, that'll be a wide. Well, he's given it a no ball, but one way or another, not a good delivery from Fox. That one's just slipped out. But he's bowled well in this innings by and large. That's better. Good follow-up. Just had to dig down on that one, Sharif. It's good from Elliot Fox. Need something to happen for them here. Oh, he's had a little nibble at that, Sharif. Been so disciplined up to now, fought so hard. Is that maybe a sign that the concentration just starting to drop a fraction? And left that one alone. Learnt his lesson. He's got a decent bouncer for someone who's not the quickest, Elliot Fox. Just gets big on you, comes back in a little bit. It's quite hard to play. Oh, well, that's another full toss, but I think he may have got an inside nick on that, Sharif, but he survives all the same. 127 for 3. Smith now. The captain, just himself, Lewis Chapman and Nav Saeed left in this rotation. What can he produce, the captain? Want to take some responsibility here. Won't want to keep relying on Rob Maguire. Whenever they need a breakthrough, that's a good delivery. Just had Crowther wafting at that. Very watchful outside off Crowther, but on that occasion his concentration has slipped. Good nut from Smith. Well, an appeal from Smith. This could be close. Not sure where that's hit him. Wow, what's going on here now? Alex Smith is in dialogue with the umpire. He's not happy at this. He's appealed for LBW. Umpire's turned it down. To which the umpire has then asked James Crowther where it's hit him. And James Crowther has said above the waist. So the umpire said, all right then, we'll give it a wide on height. And Smith, quite justifiably, feels that he shouldn't be taking the batsman's word for it. And I don't think that has hit him above the waist. It has hit him high. It's a tight call, but the umpire shouldn't be relying on the batsman's word. Oh, that's a good follow-up. Smith is riled up now. He had a chat with the umpire there, an aggressive chat. The temperature at the Dome has just risen a fraction now. Smith unhappy. He's got his tail up. What can he produce? Oh, it's a cracker. Oh, that's moved a long way. Leg stump out the ground. Brilliant response from Smith. That's a good nut. Well, he was riled up by the umpiring. And in response, he's produced a bouncer Yorker, 2-card trick, and he's got rid of the dangerous Crowther. That is a massive wicket. Good bit of bowling from Smith. He's had a good series with the ball. Not contributed anything with the bat as yet. But he's bowled well. Taken a wicket in every innings of this series now, and that is maybe the biggest one. Huge wicket of James Crowther. Such a dangerous player. Just what he wanted. Well, might argue that umpiring moment, for want of a better word, might have worked in Alex's 11's favour here. It got Smith rattled up, and he bowled 2 really good balls to follow on from that. A bouncer that seared back in at Crowther, and then an in-swinging Yorker to knock leg stump over. 2-card trick. And he's gone short at Ramsey. Possible he's looking to repeat the same trick, but I don't think he's bowled that bouncer well enough to cause any indecision in Ramsey's footwork, the debutant. Be no surprise if we see another Yorker here. And he has, and he's bowled it well, and it's really well played from James Ramsey. Little nod of appreciation. Well, that was a good over, key over, 129 for 4. Big, big wicket. 122 still needed. And Smith has got the breakthrough that they wanted. That partnership is done. Nav Saeed then, just him and Lewis Chapman left in the rotation. And that feels like a decisive blow. James Ramsey showed a lot of class in first innings on debut, but this is a tall order in much tougher circumstances. And Yusuf Sharif, well, he's going to diligently fight on. He's been excellent so far. 32 overs of pure concentration from him. Oh, that's good from Saeed. That's a lot better. Not been a good test match for Nav Saeed. But that was a good nut. Remember, Alex's 11 only need 9 wickets to win this game, with Randy West missing from Dan's lineup. Well, that could be a no ball, and 4. No question that one was above waist height. And Sharif has done really well to keep that down, actually. He just deflected it through mid-wicket. Ah, it's well played, that. Quite casual looking shot, but he's actually done a very, very good job at that. Poor from Saeed, though. Shouldn't be bowling no balls as an off-spinner coming off 4-yard run-up. And he's bowled another one there. This time it hit Sharif on the body. But this is poor from Saeed. Loss of control. He's got the yips in this test match. He's been all over the place. Confidence rock bottom. It's been a really tough start to the series with bat and ball. Expected so much better from him. Smith talked Saeed up as a big selection for him. Really pleased to have him in the team. But he's not lived up to it so far. They'll forgive him if he can get Sharif out with this ball. No, last of the over, and instead it goes for 4. Tough over that from Saeed. Again, Sharif moves into the 40s. Nicely played. So good in that area. Well, Yusuf Sharif has been the most impressive performer on Dan's team in this series with the bat. 44 in the last innings of the first game, 28 in the first innings here, and 42 not out now. Shown such courage and such fight. It's been a really, really impressive showing from Yusuf Sharif. So much character. Oh, that's ugly from Lewis Chapman. Really, really ugly delivery. Gives the strike back to Sharif. Leaves it alone. Better from Chapman. Still think he's at his best bowling straight. Hasn't got the pace to float it outside off. That's more his area. He can encourage pops up into the leg side like that. And good again. This is a good over this from Chapman. The figures don't really reflect how he's bowled. He has bowled some loose balls that have been put away, but by and large, 0 for 33 is quite harsh. Oh, wow, that's a ripper. Really good delivery that from Chapman to finish. That was a good over from him. 144 for 4, and it is a new bowling rotation. So they're going to get stuck straight in again. Rob Maguire to the new man, James Ramsey. That's well bowled and well played. He's been good again, Maguire, but not quite at his best in this innings. It's been more loose deliveries than you expect from him. The figures maybe a little flattering, but he bowled well at Alvin Sathya earlier. Been a really good start to this series for Maguire with bat and ball. Oh, it's a lovely shot. Oh, what about that? That is top class from James Ramsey. Oh, how good's that? I'd go as far as to say that that might be the shot of the series up to now. Absolutely beautiful. A lovely stroke. Oh, good follow-up. Don't think there's a nick. No appeal from the bowler. Keeper was interested. Another good delivery. This has been better. There's always a feeling with Rob Maguire that he needs to get his tail up to bowl at his best. He just needs to be wound up or rattled, and perhaps that boundary from Ramsey has done that for him. Oh, thick edge and 4. Not out of the middle from Ramsey, no footwork. He gets another boundary. 8 off it, 152 for 4. 150 up for Dan's team. Looks like it's going to be Butler. Kind of think it's going to be Sharif or nothing now in this game. Played so well, fought so hard, and he's got so much more to do still. And they're going to take the new ball. Some damage to the current one. Not a bad bowler to have, a new ball. Jake Butler moves it all over the place, and he's bowled well today. Target is into double figures. Noise increasing now. Alex's 11 feel like they're so close. Still got work to do. Still got wickets to take, but they're not far away from being over the line here, and that's 4. Good from Sharif again, through that leg side. They've given him too many of those today, but he hasn't missed out on any of them. Every time they've drifted onto the pads, they've been punished. Balance is so good at the crease. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. Well, that's what he can do with a new ball when he's on the money. That is a ripper from Butler. And that's not bad either. Good leave again from Sharif. His judgment outside off stump has been excellent in this innings. That was started off quite straight. Full toss. Disappointing from Butler. A couple of good deliveries. Couldn't follow it up. Unlucky not to have taken a wicket so far. He's bowled well. Oh, but he's got one now, and he's got the big one. Oh, that could be a match winner. Yusuf Sharif is heartbroken, and it's nice to see him getting congratulations from some of Alex's side. But that could be the match winner. It's got big on him. Butler deserves that. It's been a very good over and a good performance from him today. I think it's just taken Sharif by surprise. Butler doesn't normally bowl back of a length. I think Sharif will have been expecting another of those swinging Yorkers. And that might be what's done him there. I don't think it's done anything excessive. But what a good innings that has been. So unlucky not to get a half century. He's impressed again, Sharif. 46 and gone, and Alex is 11. Well, it feels like a matter of time now. That is a huge, huge wicket. Gurpal Singh won't die wondering. I suspect this might be the start of a bit of an onslaught from Dan's team. Yusuf Sharif was going to fight and fight and fight, but now that he's gone, perhaps the best policy for Dan's team might be to throw the bat and see if they can cut the target down quickly. 95 more needed. Gurpal Singh is not a blocker. He will have a go at this. And if he can come off, who knows? Maybe there's still a chance. But that's a big wicket from Jake Butler. Excellent from him. Deserves that. And sends one down leg to finish. But a key over. Brilliant from Butler. 156 for 5. Alex is 11. 4 wickets away now. So Cannett's then not been as impressive as the first innings, but it's been noticeable how much faith Smith has shown in him. Not been shy of giving him important overs on debut. He's got Ramsey in his sight. That's another loose delivery, and well played from James Ramsey. Hit that well. Low full toss. Down leg, think that's going to be a wide. One thing that has been noticeable in this second innings is Smith, the captain at mid-off. He normally spends most of his time at slip or wicket-keeper. It's been noticeable that he spent most of this innings at mid-off and been far more vocal with his bowlers. That's a good nut from Letts. Interesting that from Smith. It may be a response to the fact that things were a bit flat and a bit quiet earlier in this innings, but he's taken a far more proactive, hands-on approach. Oh, that's a nick, and that's out. 6 down now. Ramsey goes. The dangerous Ramsey goes. Bit of a nondescript delivery from Letts. It's just poor from Ramsey. Just had a waft at it. No footwork, nicked it behind. So one debutant removes another, but they've both been very, very impressive in this game. Bit of a soft end for Ramsey, but he's played well. Gone for 12. Just Neil Murphy and Dan Mears left then, and it's going to be Dan Mears the captain. Looks like his side are facing a losing battle here. They're going to relinquish the series already, unless they can produce a miracle. Just these two and Neil Murphy remaining. 3 wickets left for Alex's team to get. And Callum Letts strikes for the first time in this innings. And that's going to be a wide and a bite. So 3 off that. It's not been a great performance in this innings from Callum Letts, but he's been okay. And that is a big wicket. Ramsey's a class player. And finishes with a dot ball. Another full toss. Not his best over, Letts, but he's got the wicket. 165 for 6. 3 more to go for Alex's team. James Maguire. What can he produce? Oh, what about that for a strike? Oh, that's brilliant from Dan Mears. He has hit the cover off that. Good through that area. And he's absolutely smoked that. It's a brilliant shot. A lot of bottom hand in that one. Hit that well. Good fielding. Saves a boundary. So it looks like Dan Mears has decided what his approach is going to be. Going to play his shots here, and you suspect Gurpal Singh will do the same. Probably their best hope of getting anywhere near this target now is to try and get it quickly. Just chance your arm and hope that you have a bit of luck. Alex's 11, their job will be to stay composed and not get frustrated if things do go against them for a little while. That was a good delivery from Maguire. Good nut. Brilliant test match this has been. Got a bit out of hand in the third innings. That's when the game was really won. When Alex's 11 were allowed to score 300. But up until then it had been to and fro. Dan's 11 will feel, having had a 54-run first innings lead and then had Alex's team at 11 for 2, that this is the second successive game that they've thrown away. Both tests they've not been able to perform consistently across a whole game. They've dominated in fits and patches, but Alex's 11 have been a more complete team, more rounded unit, and it is the captain himself who's going to try and get at least one of these remaining wickets. Got a big one already, Crowther. He's bowled well today. Gurpal Singh has had some problems with left armers in the past. Oh, that's a good delivery. Ricky Borat and Alex Smith have got good records against Gurpal Singh. They feel it's a weak area for him. And that'll be the reason that the captain's got himself on here. Oh, he's not going to get him with that though. That's ugly, and they'll take a bite. Dreadful delivery. Just slipped out the hand a bit. Did dismiss Mears in the first test. Gets right behind that though, Dan Mears. Oh, full toss, but did move a bit. Mears late on it. Oh, that's another good ball. Ah, and they've dropped it between them behind the stumps. Cheap bite. 78 needed. Not beyond the realms of possibility. Well fielded. That's the end of another over. 173 for 6. 3 wickets still in the bank for Dan's team. Just 2 overs left in this rotation, and it's Saeed and Chapman who have both been expensive today, so who knows if they can cash in on these 2 overs. Who knows where we sit after that. Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. That's a brilliant strike. What a shot that is. Oh, have some of that. Clean as you like. What a bit of batting that is from Dan Mears. It's in the slot, but even so, what a strike. Fantastic bit of batting. Put Saeed under pressure first ball. Brilliant from Mears. He's played a couple of lovely shots so far. Behind that one, it's been a tough day for Nav Saeed again. Be nice for him if he could finish with a wicket. Just give his confidence a boost going into the Hampshire test, but that's a full toss and 4. Not going to miss out, Dan Mears. Come out here with serious intent. It's probably the right approach. Bit of a lost cause this game. But who knows, a couple more overs of this and they might find themselves right back in it. Oh, well, he spun away from the fielder. He's done well to keep that in, Fox. Good bit of fielding, but they get a single. What's Gurpal Singh got in his locker? Good player of spin. And it's a lovely strike. Just got it wrong again there, Saeed. Figures are starting to look really ugly now. Yeah, those match figures are not looking so good for Saeed. 7 overs for 87 in this game. And they've taken advantage there, Dan's team. 188 for 6. Lewis Chapman, last over of the rotation. Suspect Dan Mears' plan will be pretty much the same. Cash in. Good though from Chapman. Just be looking for him to keep the runs down here. Well, that's not what he's done. Another boundary. Really throwing his weight through everything at the minute here, Mears. Been good fun this innings from Dan Mears. Played a couple of crackers. That 6 off Saeed was brilliantly hit. Really got his weight through that. Well, that's another boundary. 4 more. Well, this is the right approach. We said with 2 overs left in the rotation, Saeed and Chapman, if they could smash a few and they'd come out of it suddenly looking within range of this target. That may well be the case now. 55 it is. Oh, 49 now. That's 6 more. Smashed over cover. Good over again from Mears. Sparkling innings from him. What a brilliant knock this has been since he came to the crease. He's gone hell for leather and he's brought up the 200 for his side. And that is not a flattering comparison. Chapman and Saeed compared to everybody else in the game. But the good news for Alex's team, all their main bowlers back on now. That was the end of the rotation. Borrett and Maguire, you would think, will be the bowlers of choice. Not actually threatened too much in this innings though, Ricky Borrett. It's not been his finest, but he retains the trust of his captain. And, like we mentioned earlier, a really good record against Gurpal Singh. Too short. Looks good when it whistles through to the keeper like that, but it's not especially threatening. Oh, slight appeal. Probably a bit high. You could argue that he's playing a shot. Not enough there to give it out. 49 needed with 3 wickets in hand. Doesn't look so steep for Dan's team. They'll feel they're in this, and that's another 4. Don't think he's played for that, Gurpal Singh. Think it might have been a thick edge. But it's a boundary, and that's what counts. Sloppy from Borrett. That'll be a wide. Down leg. They didn't want this from him. He's put Ricky Borrett on, expecting a wicket, expecting some control. And that's not what he's got from him so far. Oh, and it's over the top. Well, that was so nearly it. Wow, is the luck starting to turn now? Lifted on Gurpal Singh, and Chapman's just 1 or 2 steps too close. Couldn't quite reach. Good effort from him at full stretch. Gurpal Singh survives. 39 needed. Good defence to follow up. Well, hang on a minute then. Are we in a game here? These two have played their shots. They've gone after the bowlers. And as a result, they've got half a chance now. You'd still fancy Alex's team, given that they've got all their best bowlers in this rotation to use. But if they can see off the next 4 or 5 overs without further damage, Dan's 11 will be sitting on the overs of Saeed and Chapman. Oh, and that's a good one. Get a bite. Don't think Dan Mears will be too disappointed to be at the non-strikers. Good from Gurpal Singh. Right behind that is off and left to Rob Maguire to be the hero and the match winner for Alex's team. Can he raise one final effort here? Good again from Singh, getting that front foot right forward, blocking any avenue to his stumps. His big weapon is the in-swinger, Rob Maguire, and Gurpal Singh looking like he's not going to let that happen. Oh no, well that surely is the end. Good from Maguire. Saw that Singh was standing outside off stumps, so just pulled his length back and bowled him an outswinger. It's got a bit big. Not the first time we've seen that in this game. Good catch from Ricky Borrett. And as so often, Maguire delivers. 3 for him. Well, that partnership has brought Dan's team back into this a little bit. But you feel they might have just left themselves too much to do. They've made a good fist of this, Dan's team, you'd have to say. The problem for them has been that they've had 4 players, including Dan Mears, get to 20, but nobody has made a 50. 2 more getting to double figures. Or sorry, 3 more getting to double figures. Nobody getting that big innings, going on to get the 70 or 80 that they need. Oh, Murphy's gone first ball. Good bit of bowling from Maguire, full and straight, absolutely ruthless. He's on a hat-trick again. Bit of sympathy for Murphy here. When you're coming in a desperate situation against someone as quick as Maguire, it's not easy to get your feet moving straight away. It looks ugly, but it's understandable. His game ends with a whimper. Surely Rob Maguire isn't going to do it again. The last time he played at the Dome, he took a 4th innings hat-trick and finished with 4 for 10. He's got 4 for 24 here, and he's on a hat-trick now. Dan Mears stood at the other end as a non-striker and watched that hat-trick last year. Now he's going to be right in the thick of it. Surely not again. Here we go. Maguire to Mears on a hat-trick. Oh, and it's a loose one. Well, as hat-trick balls go, that wasn't particularly great from Rob Maguire, but that was probably the over that sealed the victory. It's going to be left to Butler to hammer in the final nail. Dan Mears has got to find 38 from somewhere on his own. Brilliant game Maguire's had again. There have only been 2 forfers in BCE test matches, and they've both been Rob Maguire's. That 4 for 10 we mentioned last year, and 4 for 24 today. It's up to Dan Mears now. What can he produce? Will he continue to throw the blade? I would have thought so. Probably the best option for him. There's no point trying to hang around and do this by singles. Just been left with too much to do by his team. They've got in and got out. It just lands short of Ricky Borac. Good from Butler. This has probably been his best performance of the series so far, Jake Butler. He's been good in this innings. Low full toss. Well fielded. Dot ball. Got to cash in on those deliveries, Dan Mears. Can't be hitting those straight to fielders. Needs every bit of luck to go his way. Played that well. And I think that'll be the over, is it? Or one more to come? And well bowled and well played. 1 down for Dan Mears. And to maiden, Callum Letts. Down leg. Given us a wide, so 2 extra runs. Every little helps. Dan Mears hanging on in there. Oh, that's a nick, surely. Yeah, and that's the end of that. Alex's 11 have won the test. They take a 2-0 lead in the series with 2 to play. They're going to retain the BCE trophy, regardless of what happens in the rest of this campaign. This is the winning moment. Mears, who's fought hard and played a good innings there. Can't blame him for throwing his bat at it. Just the execution lacking. A thin feather through to Smith. And they've won this game by 35 runs. It was the 3rd innings that was the killer when they became the first side ever to score 300 in a BCE test. But they deserve that, Alex's team. They've been excellent. So that's the end of that. For the 2nd game in a row, Dan's 11 let a strong position slip in the 3rd innings. That was the key moment. Alex's team were 11 for 2 after conceding a 54-run first innings deficit, but they managed to end up with 303, put the game to bed. Dan's 11 made a good fight of it, but fell short. They lead the series 2-0 with 2 to play. The next game is going to be in Hampshire. Join us then and we'll see if Dan's 11 can salvage anything from this series. But well played to Alex's team and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching Backyard Cricket England.